with you in this season. Are you frustrated about what your season has been for you personally, Adam?
I can honestly say no. Yeah, there was definitely moments of frustration, but for me, my focus was to not get frustrated and to support my teammates and come to work every day and try to do whatever I could to get back on the field and to help them out. So for me, honestly, you can ask my wife, who's around me every single day.
Yes.
I really didn't get frustrated, and obviously it helps that your team is winning without you. So that keeps away from some frustration, but. Yeah, it definitely was an interesting process, and definitely have learned a lot from that process. So there's a lot of positives I can take from it, and I'm back playing again, so it's all good.
It is all good. And then the way that the season began, you and Diggs made some public comments that many in the media, including me, nationally, read into some serious issues within your offensive house. You were the first one. Diggs came and, I guess, tripled down. A week later, things have vastly improved. That said, do you think things would have vastly improved if you and Diggs had not said something like you did earlier on in the season?
I think they would have, because I know the coaches we have in this building, and the players we have in this room as an offense. So it was nothing that they didn't know, and it was very, like you said, a lot of people read into it more than it was. It was as simple as it was said. You can't win football games by being one-dimensional, and every offense in the NFL will tell you that. So, like I said, it was probably read into more than it really meant to be. It was as simple as that. Is you have to be able to throw the ball, you have to be able to run the ball to win in this league. When you look at teams that have won Super Bowls or made a deep run in the playoffs, they can do both. They aren't just one-dimensional.
Well,
so,
I mean, at the time you were mentioning how you're not going to be able to run the ball for 180 yards, even with the best running back in the NFL. It's kind of like you basically saying, hey, I'm open. Were you open at the time?
It's actually funny you said, because, I go back and look at that Packer game from early in the season now that we're playing the Packers again. And,
yes.
There was times where I could have done my job better. And there's times where, you get open and don't get the ball. But that's part of football. You look at any, 60 minutes of any football game, there's going to be times where a receiver's getting open, not getting the ball. That's just part of the deal. And a lot of times, sometimes you're not even part of the progression and you're getting open. So you're not going to get the ball regardless. So, it's just one of those things that, as a receiver, it's tough. As a competitor, yeah, you want the ball and things like that, but you got to understand the big picture of things and the grand scheme of things.
No, I know it's all a journey. Adam Thielen here on the Rich Eisen Show. It is all a journey. I mean, a football season is a journey, and there's a lot of downs, a lot of, if you're fortunate, ups as well. All that said, before we do get to the here and now, after you said what you said and Diggs said what he said, Kirk Cousins publicly apologized. What did you think of when you heard that at the time?
Yeah, that's just the type of guy he is. He's going to take ownership, even sometimes when it's not his fault. And he's just a really good person and a great teammate and a great leader. And he's going to do the overly nice things sometimes. And it was another one of those things that just gets overblown. People read into it, things like that. But it is what it is. And ever since that, he's been balling out. So, kind of a bummer that he didn't make the Pro Bowl, because he's been playing at that type of level since then. So, obviously it's great to see a guy who busts his tail day in and day out and cares so much about his teammates and winning.
Did he say anything to you off camera, behind the scenes, about all this?
No, we talk after every game.
Right.
We talk about our frustrations. We talk about what went well, what went bad. So it's no different than what we talked about after the Chargers game. And that's something that I think that really good teams do is they criticize their play, they criticize the game play, whether it's a blowout win or a blowout loss. They're going to criticize it the same. So that's something that we've had a lot of great dialogue, over the last couple of years, just talking through games. And sometimes it's just, getting off your chest how you feel about the game. And, sometimes that's therapeutic, I guess.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live, or download the Rich Eisen Show app.